Welcome to OIS GOLD, the first ever AI solution in the world that replicates the precise human jewelry retouching. And in this video, I want to show you, I want to demonstrate to you how our algorithm works with gems set apart without the metal. And to do that, I have three photos prepared for you of three different qualities. The high resolution photo, which is crystal clear and very nice, that needs like minimum work. The average quality photo that's a little bit blurred out of focus, like low resolution, and one of the worst photos that we have in our database. So the first stone that we have here is a really nice purple stone, which is taken with a really good gear, I believe. So if we magnify it, we can see all the outlines clearly. But actually, it needs some work because despite the fact that looks quite clean and crispy, we still get some trouble spots. For example, the first thing that actually grabs my attention is that small, I believe it's not even a scratch. Yeah, it looks like a crack, which is a natural part of the stone, I have to mention. I don't like that part. It just doesn't look that nice. Some stains, whatever, shadows, that part. Oh, and actually this part, that one, I don't really like it. And the part on the right with all the stains and like minor imperfections. We got small dents here, I believe. Yeah, this looks like dents, not the reflections. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, and I don't like the top part, actually, this one. I don't like this one as well. This tone looks good, but nevertheless, it needs some work on it. So imagine that you were to retouch the stone and just imagine how much time would have taken you if you have a task to polish the stone at your best. So it looks really good with a really big scale, if printed, for example. So instead of starting working on the stone manually, what we can do is we can use OIS Gold website, upload this original photo to the website, wait for 45 seconds, download the processed file, and then see this result. Look at this, 3 to 1, boom. Look at this. Look how more polished the stone has become. Just like the first impression, look before and after, before and after. And pay attention that all the gradients, all the outlines, the whole shape of the stone is set in place. Actually, everything is set in place. Let's see what have happened to the crack. So there was before, and this is after. So you see all these imperfections around the stone, like around the crack, they got polished and refined. Look at this. Looks so beautiful. But look at the actual crack. It did not get removed because it's considered some natural part of the stone, but it has become way easier to improve. So we can use the healing brush tool and just do this. And done. Actually done, and some minor imperfections here, and fix this one as well. Perfect. And this one too. Yeah. What else? Remember, we had some stains here that we don't have now. Look at this. You had to basically actually paint all of this stuff, I believe. And this part that I don't really like, and let's see what happened to it. Wow, look. It looks way more natural and beautiful, yet it might still need some work, but not that much. Look, this part is done. It's done. There is nothing for you to do to this part. That's it. It's done. Oh, actually, that looks really nice. Look, this white cracks, they became more purple. So it's even easier to get them removed like that. Whatever, I'm not the professional retoucher. I'm just showing you how the algorithm works. And actually, this is a really good thing that I'm not a pro, because if you are not a professional retoucher, for example, you're only starting, that means you don't need to know all this, whatever professional techniques and drawing skills in order to perform really good with the jewelry that you're going to be retouching. That's another extra really good point. So, what else do we have? We had this part, I believe. It looks so good that I forgot where we saw the stains. Yeah, here they are. So look, instead of actually painting all over these squares, whatever, triangles, we get this. 3, 2, 1, boom! Look at this. Even that part. You see the algorithm read that there is a slight reflection. You see? Reflection. So it didn't like paint it all in the same color. It actually created the sharper reflection. You don't even understand how hard it is, like how hard it was for us to create that kind of algorithm that understands all these freaking nuances. That's why OIS Gold is the first ever AI algorithm in the world that replicates the precise human jewelry retouching. Because we humans would think like at a different scale. So here is the stone and the top part. Like, let's actually see the top part. I see that it started to look nicer. Oh yeah, and way clearer. Look at this. That was before, and that's after. Before and after. Wow, look at this part on the top right. That part. Look. That's crazy sharp. And it guessed the shape and even added some like natural blemishes here. Wow, it looks beautiful. Actually, it looks amazing. And look at the small pimple or whatever it is. It got refined. You see like how it was clipped. You see it was clipped, cut from the original piece, and we get all the lines left in place. Maybe that small like kind of element you'll need to use like an eraser, I believe, to blend in together smoothly the stone and the metal. But think about how much time you would have saved if you were to use OIS.gold instead of like doing the whole photo manually. So this is the first piece, and let's go to the second one. So the second one is going to be of a worse quality. So this is not that crisp or sharp. You see, it's a little bit, I believe, out of focus. And the resolution is not that great, as we can see. And it's quite hard to work with it because, look, it's semi-transparent. It's not just purple, wherever, or blue, I believe, and red, to like the most easy to work with colors. But this one is semi, whatever, yellow, greenish yellow. And look at this. You actually want to save these reflections, that kind of like lines, like the texture, but you want to get rid of all this dust and like make it clearer and sharper and crispier so it looks freaking gorgeous and you want to buy it. So, need some time to work on, but we have OIS.gold. So we go to the website, upload the photo, and boom, look at this. Look at this. That was before. This is after. That was before. And this is after. Before, after. Let's look at it closer. So, we have saved the blurriness, although we have these imperfections removed. But look at the whole outline of the stone. And I believe this photo was not of that big resolution. And originally the stone was kind of blurred. So we had to increase the scale of the stone. But look at this. We still have some minor texture to it. So it doesn't look like it's plastic or metal or glass. It looks real, like a real stone. And what else do we have? So as you can see, it was clipped. We had this part and like this part, actually. Now it looks way better. It looks a little different, but way better. What about this part? Actually, Like there were some weird reflections with dark spots, and what we have here, they have become brown. You still need to do some work on the small dust, but look at this. The stone still looks very natural and like realistic. And if you were not to zoom it in to that extent where you can literally see pixels, um, at a distance, the stone looks pretty nice. Look at this before and after. But this is quite a very difficult, one of the most difficult cases because it has weird reflections, some textures that we are working on to mm, perfect more and more and more. But I'm actually showing you how the algorithm works in real life, like honestly, full 100% transparency. So we're not trying to pretend. And you see what you get if when you use the algorithm. So we're still working on that and we want to perfect it to like the real incredible human level. But this piece is quite difficult, and but still you get really good results. Look at this, and you can actually use it to, like, for example, polish this part, these parts. Look at this, looks really nice, but it needs some work. Yet it needs way less work than it needed in the beginning. And let's look at the worst ever quality photo. Look at this stone. It's just not just the bad quality, it's all focus, and it looks like whatever melted plastic bottle or whatever. It's like this part on the top right, on the top left. That white part is like, what the hell is that? So, this is quite a hard thing to work. Basically, I have to recreate part by part with all the reflections. Nah, I ain't gonna do that. So I would rather use OIS Gold. And look at this. Look, it's just like watch closely, full screen. 3, 2, 1, boom. Just think about it. Before, and look at the outlines. All the outlines. Look at this. All the shape of the whole shape of the stone. All these lines, like basically I have to guess that there is some lines. I don't even understand how the diamond should look like on the right side and on the left side, but algorithm knows, and boom, what we get. Look at this. Beautiful. And pay attention to the colors. You see, we get some purplish, whatever colors, orange, like yellowish, greenish, whatever. And look at this. It reads that small details and brings them naturally into the piece. So I really love that bluish orange reflection. Look at this. How beautiful it is. And that was before. Imagine you have that bad quality photo and you just, whatever, drink your coffee, tea, whatever you're drinking, juice for 30 seconds and you're like, done. No way. Just like close your eyes, open your eyes. No way. The work is done. You can go home, whatever. Just have fun. But not a single client will ever know that it took you 30 seconds, 30 freaking seconds to create this masterpiece from that piece of trash. Basically, it's like that. I don't know if it looks like a diamond, obviously, but it's like it doesn't look like a diamond. So with that said, I hope you enjoyed the video and actually see how algorithm OIS Gold works in real life without any tricks, whatever hidden things, or like you really see some like the details that we're still working on to make them look perfect. And you already see how you drastically can save time of your freaking precious life. Not just like sitting and doing the routine stuff, just drinking coffee or whatever, and like waiting for a couple of seconds, minutes, and boom, most of the work is done. In some cases, it's like you just upload the photo, download it, done. You can deliver the product. You can deliver the order. So what I want to say is, we actually, if you are a retoucher, professional retoucher, and you have like a big flow of photos, like every day, like hundreds of photos, or a photographer or a studio or a professional business like jewelry business or jewelry manufacturing, you need some nice retouching, please just reach out to us and we will give you an offer that nobody will be able to beat. And you will be really happy with the results and all the terms. And if you are that person that wants to challenge us, welcome. We dare you to challenge us and send us one of the worst photos in your history, or one of the worst photos that you're working on right now, that you have to work on right now, but you don't want to start. We will be more than happy to process it and simplify your life. And obviously, we will get the file for free if we choose your photo, but we'll be choosing the worst ones out of the worst ones. So that said, I wish you a really great day. Hope you enjoyed the algorithm. You started to understand more in details how it works, and see you in the next videos.